Hey, how's it going? Myles here with Tactical Hyve, and today what I want to do is talk about reloads, how to be more consistent and how to actually build more speed into your reload. A few videos ago, we had one of our friends from Tactical Performance Center, Rossen Christoph, who's a CC sponsored shooter and he's the director of training. He went over some tips with reloads, and I want to take it to another level. And specifically, what I want to talk about is biomechanical efficiency. Now, what is that? All right. I first learned about that phrase from Tactical Performance Center, but it's something that a lot of other instructors and different schools talk about. And you may have heard one of the things that falls in line with that, and that's natural point of aim. So biomechanical efficiency, what is that? It's just another way or a fancy way of saying kind of what your body naturally wants to do, right? Be more efficient by doing what your body wants to naturally do. And one of the biggest things that is talked about in the industry is natural point of aim, right? So natural point of aim, it's essentially what it sounds like is where your body just naturally wants to aim on its own. So if I were to close my eyes and just raise up my arms, where is my body aiming? So that is natural point of aim. But what I've noticed in attending a lot of classes and training with a lot of people is that when we talk about anything our body does naturally, for example, natural point of aim, a lot of people will mention it, but they don't really dive into it. And I don't know what the real reason is. Maybe it's because they don't want to give things away, or it is a lack of understanding, in-depth understanding about it. So when we talk about what our body just wants to do, there's a lot of different areas of shooting where this applies. It is not just natural point of aim. And the more that I thought about this, the more I realized that there's a lot of things that I do, which my body, there's certain things that I just want to do that I feel comfortable for me. So with natural point of aim, my natural point of aim will be different from your natural point of aim, which our natural point of aim will be different for someone else in terms of the exact positioning and what we feel our body alignment is like. And similarly with reloading, it's the same thing. Now, I'm going to be demonstrating this with a sport rig, right? Because I think it's fitting to where this also is, because when you deal with competition shooters, they're looking for efficiency in every movement and trying to cut time everywhere. You could use this same exact concept if you're a defensive shooter with your defensive rig, even from concealed carry, so on and so forth, all right? So let's talk about that biomechanical efficiency, like what our body wants to do and make the reload efficient. So just using this, just kind of crudely here, I'm dry here and I have a dummy mag here. And the idea is, when we take a shot, we're going to reload here, we're going to bring our gun in and then grab a mag and then actually execute the reload. Right? I'm not going to go over all the mechanics of the reload, but there are two things that I want to talk about here. That again pertain to or connect to natural point of aim and what our body wants to do. So two specific areas that I want to focus on. One is after you break a shot, you're going to bring the gun in, right? You're going to bring the gun in to actually reload the mag. You're going to release the mag and then actually reload. I'm not going to work on releasing the mag. Everyone knows how to do that, right? But we're going to focus on this motion of grabbing the mag and getting it inserted with more consistency into your mag well. So the first motion we'll talk about is this, and then the second one that we'll deal with is actually indexing the mag and getting it up. Now, all of this might seem simple, but trust me, stick with me. It's probably a little different from what you've been exposed to. And again, it's about this what our body wants to do. So what I'm going to demonstrate is not necessarily going to be the same for you, but how you establish what your body wants to do will pretty much be the same. So let's just talk about this one first here, okay? So we're taking shots, we're breaking shots, and then maybe it's time to reload. We hit the mag well, here to release the mag, and then we're gonna bring our gun in. So what you can do to find out what's natural for you is to literally close your eyes, pretend you've released the mag, and kind of bring your gun in. Where does your gun naturally fall? Turn your gun in, okay? Exposing the mag well. Right? So you're going to do this a few times, okay? Is it consistent? And you can even, after you close your eyes, kind of notice, is it in the same place? This is where your body, your arm, for me, like this is where it wants to go, naturally. I close my eyes, I could be walking around everywhere, boom, I just do this, this is where it wants to go. So kind of like natural point of aim, I'm not thinking about it, I just do it subconsciously, and there it is, right? So, if we take this here, all right, we know now, I'm paying attention that this is where my mag well will always be. I'm memorizing in my mind. The more I do this, this is the exact angle. This is exactly the distance of the mag well to my shoulder, so on and so forth. The idea is, this is something that you're going to memorize the sensation of, right? For some of you, maybe your elbow is all the way in touching your ribs. For some of you, maybe it's all the way here. Whatever is natural, whatever would come just automatically doing this with your eyes closed. For me, I feel tension right here, and this is a sign that I already am at this point. So one of the ways we're gonna combine, remember there's two things, we're gonna focus on this element first. So here, I already know the sensation. I know that my mag well will be somewhere around my chin, about, a foot away from my face. Okay, somewhere on my chin, about a foot away from my face. So over time, I memorize the sensation. So this is the one side of the coin here. So here, just from this, you can already make your reloads more consistent and even faster. Why? Okay, so we're not talking indexing the mag. Let's just say it's already out. Okay, so we already know that this is the natural position of my reload with my shooting hand. So if I know that my mag well is always going to be about lined with my chin and about a foot away from my chin, I know where I should place this mag every single time. So if I put this gun down, if I put it right about a foot away from my chin, lined up with my chin, it will be lined up with what? With the mag well. Okay, so there is a way that I can utilize what my body wants to already do. There's no thinking. There's no thinking here. All of you guys can do this already. Close your eyes, bring your gun in. So now you're gonna have to do this over and over to memorize it and feel and memorize the sensation, kind of register it in your subconscious. And then from there, now over time, I know exactly where to aim this. After I've indexed it, I know exactly where to aim it, okay? It's always gonna go into the mag. So you can see this here, okay? I close my eyes, I know this is where it is, and I'm gonna insert it into my mag well, right? With my eyes closed, okay? Of course I have a mag well here, but you'll know if I'm utilizing the mag well because you're gonna hear kind of hit the mag well and slide in. But if there's no sound or very minimal sound, it goes directly in. So this is the first component here to a more consistent and a faster reload, right? Without even thinking. So you wanna understand the index point or what's natural, the natural position this falls into. Okay, so that's the first point. Then I'm going to discuss the indexing. So we've already talked about this, bringing the gun in, right? This already, for some of you, will probably be already, you could already have fast and consistent reloads because now you know always this mag lined up with my chin, about a foot away from my chin, and that's where my mag will be. Because why? This is naturally where it's gonna fall. So now, let's take a look at the other side of the coin here. And I'm gonna put this gun down for a while, and let's take a look at the magazine here. Every time you guys index, there's also, index is grabbing your mag, there's also a natural position that your body just wants to throw that mag into. It might be here, it might be really close, it's gonna be different for everybody, right? So for me, okay, I know it's about this kind of like halfway right here. And as I mentioned, it's about matches up with my mag well, with my gun, about lined up with my chin, about a foot away. But the way you will establish it is this. You're going to grab your mag. Just grab your mag any which way you index it, close your eyes, and lift it up. So you kind of see, this is where my body, I'm not thinking, I'm not trying to aim, this is where my body wants to put this mag, okay? I close my eyes and then open my eyes. I want to memorize this, okay? Because if you take this side of the coin and you approach your reloading or learning this concept from this angle here, starting with the index, this means that every time I reload my mag, where do I want my mag well? I want my mag well right here. So now what I would do is, if you start off with this instead of the other way around, starting with your gun, I keep on doing, I close my eyes, I grab my mag, and just raise it up. Now, to complete the equation here, I'll raise my gun, and then I realize that, okay, every time my body naturally wants to bring the mag here, so that means my gun has to be in this position. Okay, so now we're marrying the two, right? And we already talked about, I've already established what is natural with the gun for me, but let's say we didn't do this. You now know what's natural for the mag. Now just combine that with understanding this position and then realize where you have to get your gun, okay? And then it will become more consistent and natural. Now, it's not gonna happen overnight. You will be able to establish where this position is immediately, but you may not always be able to fall into it. But it'll happen relatively quickly over time in practice because it's what your body wants to do. So let me show you here. So if I was here, just looking at you here with my gun, okay, I'm going to take a shot here. I'm breaking a dry fire shot, and I'm going to bring my hand in, and I'll do this slow first, and index my mag, and then bring my gun to where I want it to be. Now, as I mentioned, it's about a foot away, lined up with my chin. Watch me close my eyes here, And I already know that where my mag wants to go is exactly where my mag well is. So I have a pretty good, consistent reload. Now that time I hit my mag well a little bit, but you get the idea here. So I'm here, I close my eyes, there's no mag well hit. It was just smooth right into the mag well, okay? So there's literally an efficient draw there, no resistance whatsoever. And it's because I'm using what my body wants to do. It's just natural, all right? So reloads are actually, they don't have to be complicated. It's just like natural point of aim. Your body wants to move in a certain place. Now, we're not discussing certain details that, for example, Rawson, Joe Farwell, one of our subject matter experts, have talked about how you want to keep your wrist angles consistent, okay, keep your wrist straight. This is not this video. This is all about assuming you have good wrists, your wrists are stiff, and you have a good index. This is now about how do you get that positioning? How do you insert it quickly into your mag well without thinking? There's a natural way to do it, and this is how you establish it, okay? So when you do this, if you're doing it quickly, so I'm here, it's just quick. It's just easy because I already know what my body wants to do naturally. You can also do this running around because you know exactly where your body's going to be. So if even I was moving here, even if I wasn't looking, just here, it's exactly what my body wants to do. And this is why, if you understand this concept, your reloads can be super fast. Now, the question might come up, because you can do this, because you're already utilizing what your body wants to naturally do. My eyes have been closed there. There's a reason why I'm not wearing eye pro so you can see, okay? So the question might be, do you have to look at your mag well? I still think it's a good idea, just to confirm, but you will notice that I even catch myself doing this. Maybe some will call it a bad habit. There are times where I'll transition quickly. I don't even look at my mag well because I know where my body is supposed to be, all right? That biomechanical efficiency, that natural, it's not natural point of aim, natural reloading position, okay? So give that a try, guys, because it is something that will really make your reloads consistent. All right, maybe not quick because it depends on your hand speed also and all of that. But if you have this down and know where your hands are going to meet naturally, what really is the make or break, for me, for example, when I'm reloading quickly, it's not this positioning. This is not what makes or breaks my reload because I know it's going to marry naturally. What makes or breaks my reload is how I grab the mag, okay? So if I grab it perfectly and I know it's good, it will always go in quickly and efficiently. But let's say I grab it like this or my wrist is bent, that's when things get screwed up, okay? So if you ever see me mess up on a reload, it's usually because I grabbed it wrong. But anyway, hope you guys like that. Try it out. I pretty much guarantee that if you understand these concepts, your reloads are going to be faster and more consistent. If you guys like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.